हरि ओम् सर्वेभ्यः नमस्काराः। येनाक्षरसमां नायम् अधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयं नमस्कृत्य तदुक्तिः परिभाव्य च वैयाकरणसिद्धान्तकौमुदीयं विरच्यते। गतकक्ष्यायां किमधीतम् इति किञ्चित् पश्यामः। इको एणचि इति सूत्रेण सुधी उपास्यः इत्यत्र यणादेशः कृतः। तत्र च यणादेशे कृते धकारस्य द्वित्वं भवति वा न वा इति प्रश्नः। अनचि च इति सूत्रेण अचः परस्य यरः द्वे वा स्तः न तु अचि इति उकारात् परस्य धकारस्य यकारे परे द्वित्वं करणीयम्। किन्तु तत्र द्वित्वनिषेधस्य आपत्तिः आसीत्। कथमापत्तिः? स्थानिवदादेशः नन्तिः। यदि आदेशः स्थानिवद् भवति तर्हि यकारः ईकारवत् स्यात्, ईकारश्च अच् भवति, तस्मात् अनचि च इति विहितं द्वित्वम् अत्र न प्राप्नोति इति आशङ्का। तत्र समाधानमपि तस्मिन्नेव सूत्रे अस्ति। अनल्विधौ अल्विधौ स्थानिवद्भावः नास्ति। ईकारः अल् तम् आश्रित्य विधीयमानं कार्यं तस्मिन् कर्तव्ये स्थानिवद्भावः न भवति इति तस्याः शङ्कायाः निवारणं कृतम्। किन्तु अल्विधावपि क्वचित् स्थानिवद्भावः वर्तते। अजः परस्मिन् पूर्वविधौ परनिमित्तः अजादेशः स्थानिवत् स्यात्, स्थानिभूतादचः पूर्वत्वेन दृष्टस्य विधौ कर्तव्ये। त्रयः नियमाः भवन्ति अस्य सूत्रस्य। परनिमित्तत्वं स्यात्, अजादेशत्वं स्यात्, पूर्वत्वेन दृष्टस्य कार्यं कर्तव्यं स्यात्। त्रयः अपि नियमाः सुध्युपास्यः इत्यत्र सन्ति। यतोहि ईकारस्य अचः आदेशः यकारः परम् अचम् अचि इति अचं निमित्तीकृत्य आदेशः कृतः। तस्मात् पूर्वत्वेन दृष्टस्य धकारस्य द्वित्वं कर्तुम् इष्यते। तथा सति अचः परस्मिन् पूर्वविधौ इति सूत्रेण स्थानिवद्भावः अस्तु, स्थानिवद्भावे सति द्वित्वं न भवति इति पुनः आशङ्कायां कृतायां स्थानिवद्भावस्य निषेधः उक्तः। न पदान्तद्विर्वचन वरे यलोपस्वरसवर्णानुस्वार दीर्घदश्चर्विधिषु इति सूत्रेण। द्विर्वचनविषये स्थानिवद्भावनिषेधः पाणिनिनैव कण्ठतः उक्तः। तस्मात् तत्र स्थानिवद्भावः नास्ति, द्वित्वञ्च निर्बाधम् इति स्थितिः। एवं धकारस्य द्वित्वं यणोमयो द्वे वाच्ये इति सूत्रे यणः इति षष्ठी मय इति पञ्चमी इति पक्षे यकारस्यापि द्वित्वम् इति कृत्वा सुध्युपास्यः इत्यत्र चत्वारि रूपाणि सम्भवन्ति इति ज्ञातम्। ततश्च मधु अरिः मध्वरिः इत्यत्रापि सैव स्थितिः। यथा सुध्युपास्यः तथा मध्वरिः इत्यत्रापि चत्वारि रूपाणि सम्भवन्ति। ल् आकृतिः लाकृतिः इत्यत्र तु एकमेव रूपम्। यतोहि तत्र द्वित्वं कर्तुम् अचः परस्य यरः इति यर्वर्णात् प्राक् अच् अपेक्ष्यते। लाकृतिः इत्यत्र तु ल लकारात् पूर्वं कोऽपि वर्णः नास्ति इत्यतः द्वित्वस्य प्रसक्तिरेव नास्ति। तस्मात् द्वित्वाभावे लाकृतिः इति एकमेव रूपम्। धात्रंशः इत्यत्र किं भवति इति बहूनां सन्देहः स्यात्। धातृ अंशः ऋकारस्य अचिपरे रेफादेशे कृते धात्रंशः इति जाते। तकारस्य अनचि च इत्यनेन द्वित्वं सम्भवति। तस्मात् रूपद्वयं धात्रंशः इति एकतकारकम् एकं रूपं, धात्रंशः इति द्वितकारकम् एकं रूपम्। किन्तु यणोमयो द्वे वाच्ये इत्यनेन रेफस्य द्वित्वं भवति वा इति प्रश्ने सति न भवति। रेफस्य हकारस्य च क्वापि द्वित्वं न भवति। कुतो न भवति इति अद्यतनकक्षायां पश्यामः। किन्तु रेफा and hakara are two letters which never get dvitva. So in dhatramshaha we end up with only two forms, one with two takaras and the other with a single takara. Dhatramshaha and dhatramshaha, where there are two takaras. So now, to move on, we started the topic of Dvitva with Anachicha. Anachicha said, Achah parasya yaraha dvevastaha. There are a few more sutras which also tell doubling of letters. So moving on, after Yen Sandhi, Dikshita, since he started with the topic of Dvitva, he carries on with seeing where else do we get Dvitva and where do we have Dvitva Nishedha. Okay. So in the first thing we study is the Nishedha of Dvitva. Anachicha was a sutra which gave Dvitva, but there are some sutras which tell that this Dvitva which will not apply in some cases. केषुचन प्रयोगेषु द्वित्वं न भवति कुत्र इति चेत् नादिन्याक्रोशे पुत्रस्य इति अग्रिमं सूत्रम् चत्वारि पदानि सन्ति न आदिनी आक्रोशे पुत्रस्य इति चत्वारि पदानि आदिनी इति सप्तम्यन्तम् इट्स एक्चुअली अ सप्तम्यन्त but we do not hear the saptami vibhakti because there is sautratvat lopa. The saptami vibhakti was there, it has been deleted. So Adini means Adini Shabde Pare. Is the Artha. Putrasya Putra Shabdasya Na Kim Na Achorahabhyam Dve iti sutrat Dve iti anuvartate. Yarono Nasikeno Nasikova iti sutrena Yaraha ityapi anuvartate. Ahatya sutratha kaha Putra Shabdasya Na Dve staha Adini Shabde Pare Akroshe Gamyamane. सूत्र पुत्र शब्दे यः यर्वर्णः अर्थात् पुत्र इत्यत्र पकार उकार तकार रेफ अकाराः सन्ति तत्र तकारस्य अग्रे पश्यामः तकारस्य अनचिच इत्यनेन द्वित्वं प्राप्नोति पु इत्यत्र उकारः अच् अचः परस्य यरः तकारस्य अनचि परे रेफे परे द्वित्वं स्यात् इत्यनेन पुत्रः इत्यत्र तकारस्य द्वित्वं प्राप्नोति किन्तु आदिनी शब्दे परे द्वित्वं न भवति उदाहरणं दत्तमस्ति दीक्षितैः पुत्रादिनी त्वमसि पापे पुत्रादिनी इति शब्दः पुत्रान् अत्ति इति पुत्रादिनी इति समासः पुत्र इत्यस्मात् आदिनी शब्दस्य परत्वमस्ति पुत्र इत्यत्र कथं पु उ क ऋ अ उकारः अच् तकारः यर् रेफः न अच् अचः परस्य यरः द्वेवास्तः न तु अचि इति सूत्रेण अत्र द्वित्वं प्राप्नोति. If you have just plain putra shabda, it is actually written with two takaras. I forgot to include it here, but putra is generally written with two takaras. Because Anachicha gives Dvitva for Takara here. But this sutra, Adinya Kroshe Putrasya tells, if Putra Shabda is followed by Adini Shabda, in a Samasa you have Putra Shabda followed by Adini Shabda, then Dvitvamna, you will not get Dvitva. There is also one more condition, Akroshe Gamyamane. Akrosha is when you expressing anger. That is when Putradini is indicated as an expression of anger against somebody. If you look at this expression, Putradini Tvamasi Pape, somebody is condemning another woman, saying Putradini, Putranati. Literally it means she who eats her children. Adabhakshana is the dhatu, Adini is derived from that. So Putradini is a woman who eats her own children. See, eats is not literally, it means she who is responsible for the death, she who kills her children or who is responsible for the death. Something like that. So when you are in such a case, so this is very context specific sutra. Akroshe Gamyamane, when it is indicating anger against that person, and when you have Putra Shabda which is followed by Adini Shabda, then there is no Dvitva. You see in Putradini there is a single Takara which is followed by Putradini Tvamasi Pape. Why so much specification? What happens if it is actually somebody who, he gives an example, counter example, Akroshe Kim Tattvakathane Dvivachanam Bhavatyeva putradini santi. See here, putradini, this is how putra shabda is normally written, with two takaras, the takara doubled. So here also you have putra shabda which is followed by adini shabda, but there is no akrosha. This is not indicative of any anger. It is just a statement of the fact that a serpent eats eats the children, or eats its kids, or the snakes. So tattva kathane, when you are actually stating the fact, virvachanam bhavatyeva, you do get virvachana. Dvitva is there. So when there is no dvitva, it's just indicative of the fact that it is an expression of anger. Nadinyaakroshe putrasya, akroshe gamyamane putra shabdasya dvitvam na bhavati. So if it is with dvitva, it means that it is a fact that there is something which is eating its progeny. Whereas when there is dvitva nishedha, when dvitva is prohibited, it indicates that it's an expression of anger. Okay. So nadinyaakroshe putrasya, putra shabdasya adini shabde pare dvitvam na bhavati akroshe gamyamane. Asya sutrasya vartikadvayam asti. There are two vartikas which add on to this sutra. So tatparecha is the first vartika. Itself tells adini shabda parake putra shabde pare. Tatpare means putradini is the shabda which we were dealing with in the sutra. Adini shabde pare putra shabdasya. Tatpare, that is when followed by putradini. Putra shabdavayasya raha nadvitvam. Means putra putradini. Putrasya putran ati. She who is responsible for the destruction of son's sons. That is the children of her son, grandchildren, is putra putradini. So all conditions of the sutra apply. So for this putradini shabda, from nadinyaakroshe putrasya you get dvitva nishedha. For this putra, for the previous word, putradini shabde pare putra shabdavayasya raha dvitvam na is what tatparecha tells. Putradini shabde pare dvitvam na bhavati. Therefore, in both cases you do not have dvitva. This vartika. Next vartika tells va hatajadhayoho. Nadinya adini iti nasti na putrasya, putra shabdasya dvitvam na bhavati iti purva sutrena asit. Atra va putra shabdasya dvitvam va bhavati. Tada hata shabde jagdha shabde cha pare. Hata shabde jagdha shabde cha pare putra shabdavayavasya raha dvitvam va bhavati. Vikalpena dvitvam bhavati. This mandates an optional dvitva for the takara of putra shabda when it is followed by either hata shabda or jagdha shabda. Putra hati, she who kills her children. Putra jagdhi is again in the same meaning. The ad dhatu, ado jagdhir yaptikiti iti sutrena ad dhatoho jagdha adeshaha putran bhakshayati ityeva arthaha. Putra jagdhi ubhayatra vikalpena dvitvam bhavati. Hati hata shabde pare jagdha shabde cha pare putra shabdasya va dvitvam. It's an optional dvitva. So you can either, there is a form with the two takaras and there is a form without a takara. Right? So this is nadinyaakroshe putrasya and two vartikas. Nadinyaakroshe putrasya iti sutrena adini shabde pare putra shabdasya dvitvam nishidhyate. Tatparecha iti sutrena putradini shabde pare putra shabdasya dvitvam nishidhyate. Vahata jagdhayoho iti vartikena hata shabde jagdha shabde cha pare putra shabdasya dvitvam vikalpyate. Vikalpena dvitvam bhavati. This is sutra. So continuing with the dvitva nishedha. Coming the sutra krama, we had nadinyaakroshe putrasya. The next sutra is triprabhutishu shakatayanasya. There's one note which I'd like to make before this. I told in my introductory classes that Panini was not the first system of grammar for Sanskrit. So even before Panini, we had many people who have written their own systems of grammar. And Panini himself mentions about 10 different acharyas in the sutras. So in many sutras he mentions an acharya by name. So this is one such sutra where Shakatayana was another grammarian who existed before Panini. He is a Vyakarana. He has written his own system of grammar. So what Panini does is, in some cases, he quotes the name of an acharya and tells, according to this acharya, this is the form. Which means that Panini himself has something else in mind. Panini declares something else and then says, according to that acharya, it's something different. What we do actually is, we take all such sutras end up being optional. That is, if you are following Panini, you will get one form. If you are following the other acharya, you will get other form. But we take both acharyas as pramana, and therefore for us, all such sutras will end up being optional sutras. Right? So here it's one such sutra where he says, Triprabhatishu Shakatayanasya. Shakatayanasya mate. Shakatayanasya acharyasya mate. Triprabhatishu dvitvam. According to Shakatayana, Panini is saying something. Let's see what it is. Padadvayam asti. Triprabhatishu Shakatayanasya. Achorahabhyam vetyatah dve iti anuvartate. Nadinyakroshya putrasya ityatah na iti anuvartate. Dve na. Athate dvitvam na bhavati. Kada na bhavati? Shakatayanasya mate dvitvam na bhavati. Yatoni Shakatayanasya iti sutre uktam. Kada त्र्यादिषु वर्णेषु संयुक्तेषु त्रिप्रभृतिषु अर्थात त्रयाणां तदधिकानां वा वर्णानां यत्र संयोगः अस्ति. संयोगः नाम हलोनन्तरात् संयोगः. Conjunct consonants are called sanyog. Is called a sanyoga. When there are two or more consonants joining, it is a sanyoga. So Shakatayana, according to Shakatayana, if there are three or more consonants in conjugation, then there is no dvitva happen. Okay. So that is why it says va dvitvam. Va means optional. According to Shakatayana, there is no dvitva. According to Panini, there is dvitva. So we club both together and say there is an optional dvitva. You can either do dvitva or not. So you have Indra Shabda. How is it? You have Indra, where you have E, N, D, R, A. Ikaraha ach, nakaraha yar, dakaraha na ach. Anachicha iti sutrasya sarve niyamaha santi. Achah parasya yaraha dvevastaha natu achi. Ityanena Panini mate nakarasya dvitvam bhavati. Dvitte sati indraha iti nadvayam drishyate. Kintu atra trayanam varnanam sanyogaha n, d, r. तस्मात् त्रिप्रभृतिषु शाकटायनस्य इति सूत्रेण शाकटायनस्य मते द्वित्वाभावे इन्द्रः इति एकनकारकं रूपम्. एवमेव राष्ट्रं ष ट ऋ इति त्रयाणां वर्णानां संयोगः अस्ति. तत्र शकारस्य द्वित्वे इदं रूपं, द्वित्वाभावे राष्ट्रम् इति सामान्यं रूपम्. सर्वत्र शाकल्यस्य इति अपरः कश्चन आचार्यः. Shakalya is the name of another rishi who had composed grammar before Panini. So, Sarvatra Shakalyasya padadvayam Achorahabhyam dve ityatah dve iti Nadinyakroshya putrasya ityatah na iti anuvartate. Dvitvam na. Shakalyasya mate dvitvam na bhavati. Kutra na bhavati? Sarvatra na bhavati. According to Shakalya, there is no dvitva anywhere. He does not accept the concept of dvitva. He just says there is no dvitva anywhere. Okay. So according to Shakalya, I mean, if we take Shakalya and Panini, we'll end up saying that all dvitva is optional. You can either do the dvitva or not do the dvitva. So examples given are Arkaha and Brahma. In both these cases, you should see that it is not anachicha which is applying. Atra ubhayatra anachicha ityanena dvitvam na bhavati. Achorahabhyam dve iti agre sutram asti. We will study this particular sutra next, immediately afterwards. So I think we'll come back to this example later. Or maybe you can just see. In Panini's mata, you will get Dvitva. There is 2 kakaras and 2 makaras. How the Dvitva? You have Arkaha. The Achorahabhyam tells when there is Ach, which is followed by Repha, which in turn is followed by an Yar Varna. The Yar Varna will get Dvitva. Achah Paraha Yaha Rephaha, Tasmat Paraha Yaha Yar Varnaha, Tasya Dvitvam Bhavati. You have Akaraha Ach, Rephaha, K iti Yar Varnaha, Tasya Dvitve Arkaha iti Kakarasya Dvitvam. Evamev Brahma इत्यत्र अचः परः यः हकारः हकारात् परस्यापि यरः द्वित्वं भवति तस्मात् ब्रह्मा. So we'll see this actual sutra later, but according to Shakalya there is no dvitva. According to Panini we have dvitva. Dirghad acharyana in this Sutra, Panini does not mention any particular Vyakarana by name. He just says Acharyanam. Means according to some Acharyas, according to some scholars, Dirghat Dvitvamna means, again you have Dirghat and Acharyanam. Dve iti na iti cha anuvartate. Dvitvamna. Keshanchid Acharyanam mate. Dirghat parasya yarah dvitvam na bhavati. Anachicha tells if there is an ach followed by yar, it will get dvitva. If that ach happens to be a dirgha, then according to some acharyas there is no dvitva. Datram patram akaraha ach. Datram akaraha ach takaraha yar repaha na ach. Achah parasya yarah dvevastaha na to achi. Nityanena dvitvam प्राप्नोति. दीर्घाद् आचार्याणां दीर्घात् परस्य द्वित्वं न भवति इत्युक्तत्वात् केषाञ्चन मते दात्रम् इति द्वित्वविहीनं रूपं. पाणिनिमते तु द्वित्वे सति दात्रम् इति द्वितकारकं रूपम्. एवमेव पात्रम् इत्यत्रापि. द्वित्वनिषेधसूत्राणि 4 नादिन्याक्रोशे पुत्रस्य त्रिप्रभृतिषु शाकटायनस्य सर्वत्र शाकल्यस्य दीर्घादाचार्याणां. तत्र नादिन्याक्रोशे पुत्रस्य इत्यत्र पाणिनिरेव द्वित्वं न इति वदति. अतः सर्वथा निषेधः. अन्यत्र त्रिप्रभृतिषु शाकटायनस्य सर्वत्र शाकल्यस्य दीर्घादाचार्याणाम् इति सूत्रत्रये अन्येषाम् आचार्याणां मते द्वित्वं नास्ति. पाणिनिमते द्वित्वं भवति. Arthat vikalpaha. These 3 sutras end up being optional. Next we will see the sutra from where the Dvitva Prakarana actually started. Even in Anachicha, we do not hear that Dve. The Dve was an Anuvritti from Achorahabhyam Dve. So Achorahabhyam Dve is the first sutra in this particular Dvitva Prakarana. This is where Panini starts Dvitva. पदत्रयम् अस्ति. अचः रहाभ्यां द्वे. यरोननासिकेन नासिको वा इति पूर्वसूत्रात् यरः इति अनुवर्तते. वा इति च अनुवर्तते. कः अर्थः? अचः इति पञ्चमी विभक्तिः. तस्मादित्युत्तरस्य इति परिभाषया अचः परस्य इति अर्थः. रहाभ्याम् इत्यपि पञ्चमी. रेफहकाराभ्यां परस्य इत्यर्थः. So there are 2 panchamis. So it means the successive following. There is an ach which is followed by repha or hakara, ra-ha, which in turn is followed by something. That is why we did the dvivachana here, because this achaha refers to rahabhyam. When ach is followed by repha or hakara, which in turn is followed by yar, yaraha ityanuvarta. षष्ठी विभक्तिः. द्वे इति अत्रैव श्रूयते. प्रथमा विभक्तिः विधेयः. द्वे स्तः द्वित्वं भवति. अचः पराभ्यां रेफहकाराभ्यां परस्य यरः द्वित्वं भवति. स एव सूत्रार्थः. अचः पराभ्यां रेफहकाराभ्यां परस्य यरः द्वे वा इति अनुवर्तते. वा स्तः. हरि अनुभवः इत्यस्ति। हरेः अनुभवः इति समासः। इकारात् अचिपरे इको एणचि इति सूत्रेण यणादेशः हर य अनुभवः। इदानीम् अत्र अकारः अच्, तस्मात् परः रेफः, तस्मात् परः यकारः यर्वर्णः। अचः पराभ्यां रेफहकाराभ्यां परस्य यरः द्वे वा स्तः। द्वित्वे सति यकारद्वयं हर्यनुभवः इति रूपम्। एवमेव न ह्यस्ति इत्यत्रापि इको एणचि इत्यनेन यणादेशः हकारात् परस्य अकारः अच्, अचः परस्य हकारः, हकारात् परः यः यर्वर्णः यकारः तस्य द्वित्वे न ह्यस्ति इति रूपं भवति। एवम् अचोरहाभ्यां द्वे इति सूत्रम्। इदानीम् अस्यां दशायां न ह्यस्ति हर्यनुभवः इत्यत्र यकारद्वयं श्रूयते। इदानीम् अपरं सूत्रमस्ति हलो यमां यमि लोपः। चत्वारि पदानि सन्ति। हलः यमां यमि लोपः। झयोः इति पूर्वतनं सूत्रं, तस्मात् अन्यतरस्याम् इति अनुवर्तते। अन्यतरस्याम् इत्यस्य वा इत्येव ऑप्शनल। अन्यतरस्याम् always means optional. So next, so what are the padarthas you have? हलः इति पंचमी विभक्तिः। तस्मादित्युत्तरस्य इति परिभाषया हलः परेषां तेषां यमां, यमाम् इति षष्ठी, यं वर्णानां स्थाने। यम् इति प्रत्याहारः। हयवरट् इत्यत्र यकारादारभ्य यमगणनम् इत्यत्र मकारपर्यन्तं प्रत्याहारः। यवरल यमगणन इति नववर्णाः सन्ति। एतेषां वर्णानां स्थाने यमि परे, यं नाम पुनः स एव प्रत्याहारः, किन्तु इदानीं सप्तमी विभक्तिः। यं वर्णे परे लोपः स्यात्। लोपः इति प्रथमा विभक्तौ विधीयते। हलः परेषां, हलः परस्य यमः लोपः स्यात् वा अन्यतरस्याम् इत्युक्तत्वात् वा यमि। कथं हरि अनुभवः इति अस्माभिः पूर्वं किं कृतं? हरि अनुभवः इत्यासीत्। यणादेशः कृतः, यणः द्वित्वं कृतम्। अचोरहाभ्यां द्वे इत्यनेन यकारस्य द्वित्वं कृतम्। इदानीं रेफः हल्, हलः परस्य यमः, यकारः यं वर्णः, यमि परे, यं वर्णे परे, यकारस्य यकारे परे लोपः स्यात्। लोपः इत्यनेन मध्यम यकारस्य लोपः भवति। लोपे सति हर्यनुभवः इति एक एव यकारः शिष्यते। So we did Dvitva for yakara, and now from this sutra halo yama mimi lopaha we are deleting the yakara, right? So the question is why? What's the point? I mean, when you did a Dvitva and you removed the Dvitva, so obviously there is one form with the Dvitva. Since the lopa is a vikalpa, there is one, you end up with two forms. One is with two yakaras, haryanubhavaha, and the other is with one yakara, which is haryanubhavaha. But the question still remains, do we need this sutra? Do we need halo yama mimi lopaha? Because Dvitva itself is optional. When, let me go back to the previous slides. When we are doing achorahabhyam dve and you are doubling the yakara, achorahabhyam dve is a vikalpa sutra. Yarono nasikeno nasiko va ityanena va ityenu vartate. Ajah parabhyam repahakarabhyam parasya yaraha va dvitvam bhavati. So it's an optional dvitva. So when you do dvitva, you have a form with two yakaras, and when you don't do the dvitva, you have a form with one yakara. So you got both forms. Now, why do we need this lopa? Even without the lopa, you have this form with one yakara. If the point of this sutra was to derive this form, we already have this form ready because dvitva is optional. If we do not apply the dvitva, we have this form with just one yakara. Iti lopa pakshe, dvitva bhava pakshe cha, ekayam rupam tulyam. Lopa pakshe, अर्थात अचोरहाभ्यां द्वे इत्यनेन द्वित्वे कृते ततः हलोयमाम्यमिलोपः इति लोपे कृते द्वित्वाभावपक्षे द्वित्वमेव न क्रियते चेत् तदापि एकयम् एकः यकारः यस्मिन् तत् एकयम् रूपं तुल्यम्. You end up with the same form, which is a form with one yakara. So why do you need this sutra? Why do we need haloyamamyamilopaha? लोपारंभ फलं तु आदित्यो देवता अस्येत्यादित्यं हविः इत्यादौ. So he says the lopa is required, not for this case perhaps. In this case, even without the sutra, you can manage. But there is a form. It says Adityah Devata Asya. Sasya Devata iti tadhita prakarane Havihi. We are referring to some Havis which is meant for Aditya, Surya. So Aditya Devata Asya, the Havis which is meant for Aditya. So in this sense, Aditya Shabdat Nya Pratyaya Kriyate. We add a suffix Nya to Aditya. The sutra is Ditya Ditya Aditya Patyuttara Padanyah. Diti Aditi Aditya ityasti. Aditya Shabdat Nya Pratyaya Bhavati. Sasya Devata ityarthe. Nya Pratyaye Nakarasya Chutu iti itsamya bhavati tasya cha lopaha bhavati ya ityeva shishyate. Aditya ya ityasti. Idanim yasyeti cha iti sutramasti tena akarasya lopaha kriyate. तद्धित प्रत्यये परे यका अकारस्य लोपः भवति. आदित्य य इति स्थिते अत्र अकारस्य लोपे आदित्य य इति जातम्. इदानीम् अत्र पश्यामश्चेत् हल् तकारः हल् ततः परः यम् वर्णः ततः परः यम् हलो यमां यमि लोपः इति सूत्रेण मध्य यकारस्य लोपे कृते आदित्यम् आदित्यो देवता अस्य इति आदित्यं हविः. अत्र एकयकार रूपं साधनीयम्. The halo yamam yamilopaha is meant for this. We need a single yakara here. If we did not have halo yamam yamilopaha, then we would still be left with two yakaras. There is no other sutra which can take off this yakara. Right? So that is the actual usage of halo yamam yamilopaha. But since it has a chance for application even in Hadyunabhavaha, we apply it. That's all. Right? So loparambha phalam tu haloyamam yamilopaha iti loparambha phalam tu adityo devata asya iti adityam havihi ityadau etadrisheshu rupeshu haloyamam yamilopaha ityasya upayogah kriyate. Okay, let me finish this sutra and go back to a point which I wanted to make. Now, halo yamam yamilopaha ityasti mahatmyam iti rupam sarvaihi shrutam iti manye. Mahatmanah bhavaha mahatmyam. Mahatmyam ityatra takarah hal varnah makarah yam varnah yakarashcha punah yam varnah. Halo yamam yamilopaha. हलः परस्य यमः लोपः स्याद्यमि इत्यनेन मकारस्य लोपः भवतु इत्यापत्तिः. Objection is, since you said halo yamam yamilopaha, even in mahatmyam you have the conditions being satisfied. You have a hal varna takara which is followed by a yam varna makara which in turn is followed by another yam which is yakara. So will the makara get lopa by halo yamam yamilopaha? The question. Answer is no. Mahatmyam, always we hear the makara. There is no rupa with the makara lopa. So how do we do it? Yamam yami iti yatha sankhya vijnanat neha mahatmyam tadatmyam. Tadatmyam ityatrapi tathaiva. Tadatmanah bhavaha. Takaraha hal makaraha yam yakaropi yam. Halo yamam yamilopaha ityasya prasaktihi asti. Kintu yatha sankhya vijnanat. यथा संख्या समानाम इति एकम सूत्रम अस्ति. This sutra we see much ahead in the Kaumudi actually. It's the 128th sutra in the Siddhanta Kaumudi. But since there was a mention of Yatha Sankhya, I just thought I'll tell you about this sutra now. Yatha Sankhyam Anudeshah Samanam ityasti. Anudeshah nama Vithihi Adeshah. Samanam anudeshah yatha sankham syat. Samasambandhi vidhi. That is, wherever you have a vidhi, any karya, in which the number of sthanis and the number of adeshas is the same. That is, you have 4 and 4, or 3 and 3, or 5 and 5. Wherever you have the same number, then you can apply something called yatha sankhya. Yatha sankhya just means respectively or in order. That is, if there is something which says replace kavarga letters with chavarga letters, then replace the first letter of kavarga with the first letter of chavarga. Ka is replaced by cha, kha is replaced by cha, ga by ja, gha by cha, and nga by nya. That is yatha sankhya. Yatha sankhya always means in order. And you can apply this only when it is sama, equal. That is, if you have 3 sthanis and 5 adeshas, you obviously cannot apply this. So this sutra tells wherever there are equal numbers of sthani and adesha. Whenever a karya is happening between equal numbers, then you can take yatha sankhya according to the order. Right? So here in yamam yami lopaha, we use yatha sankhya because you have yam and yam. So in all the cases, there are 9 sthanis. Yam is the sthani. There are 9 yam, yamangana na. And you have yami. The nimitta is also 9. Right? So here if we apply yatha sankhya, the meaning would be when yakara is followed by yakara, only then there is a lopa. When v is followed by v, there is a lopa. The lopa happens only when it is followed by the same yam letter. In Mahatmyam, you have mu and y. Since they are different, you will not get lopa. So yatha sankhya vijnanat neha. Right? Okay. So this is the end of Dvitva Prakarana. Right? So before that, I want to mention one more thing. I told that Repha and Hakara never get Dvitva. It is because at the beginning of Dvitva Prakarana, in Achorahabhyam Dve, Panini uses them as the nimitta. Repha and Hakara are the nimitta for Dvitva. Right? So you are saying if there is a ach which is followed by Repha, which is in turn followed by a yar, that yar will get Dvitva. So since he is using Repha and Hakara as the nimitta for Dvitva, in any further case, the Repha itself will not get Dvitva. Repha can always be only a nimitta for Dvitva, only the reason or one of the conditions for Dvitva. But Repha will never get Dvitva by itself. That is why when we go to Dhatram Shaha, even if conditions are satisfied, Repha will not get Dvitva. It's a standard. Panini has used it as a nimitta and mandated that it is always only a nimitta and never a sthani, that it will never get Dvitva by itself. So this ends Dvitva Prakarana. In Dvitva Prakarana, the Dvitva Vidhayaka Sutras, we have 2. One is Achorahabhyam Dve, which tells Achah Parabhyam Rephakarabhyam Parasya Raha Dvitvam Syat, and the other you have Anachita, which tells Achah Parasya Yaraha Devastaha Natu Achah. Dvitva Nishedhasya Ekam Sutram Ekam Vartikam. Dvitva Nishedha is by one sutra, Nadinyakoshe Putrasya, and Avartika Tatparecha. For Dvitva Vikalpa, we have 3 sutras and a Vartika. Vahata Jagdhayoho gives Vikalpa, Triprabhutishu Shakatayanasya, Sarvatra Shakalyasya, and Dirghadacharyanam also end up giving optional Dvitva. Right? So, this finishes 2 topics. Actually 3 subtopics in Achsandhi. We dealt with Yen Sandhi. Yen Sandhi has only one sutra, which is eco-energy. When we look at Sthanivad Bhava, we have 2 Sthanivad Bhava Vidhayaka sutras. Sthanivadadesho Anal Vidhau and Ajat Parasmin Purva Vidhau. And then we also have one sutra which prohibits Sthanivad Bhava, which is Napadanta, etc. Next, coming to Dvitva Prakaranam, we just now saw what all the Dvitva involves. Next, we move on to the actual Sandhi, another Sandhi, the next Sandhi, which is what is commonly known as Yantavantadesha Sandhi in usual terms. So, why Yantavanta? I'm sure you know, but again we'll see how Panini phrases the sutra. The sutra for the next sandhi is echoyavayavaha. Padadvayam asti. Echaha ityekam padam, ayavayavaha ityekam padam. Prathama bahuvachanam ayavayavaha iti samasaha echaha. Iko enachi iti purva sutram. Iko enachi was 6.177. So from the sutra achi iti anuvartate. Echaha iti shashti vibhaktihi. अर्थात एचः स्थाने षष्ठी स्थाने योगा इति परिभाषया एचः स्थाने इत्यर्थः. अचि इति सप्तमी विभक्तिः अनुवर्तते. अचि परे इत्येव अर्थः तस्मिन् इति निर्दिष्टे पूर्वस्य. एचः अचि परे अयवायावः आदेशाः स्युः. प्रथमा विभक्तिः विधेयाः. अयवायावः एचः क्रमात् अय् अव् आय् आव् एते स्युः. अचि अचि परे एच् एच् इति प्रत्याहारः. एवम् ऐ औच् चत्वारः वर्णाः सन्ति. तेषाम् एते चत्वारः आदेशाः स्युः. अत्रापि यथासङ्ख्यम् अनुदेशः समानम् इत्यस्य उपयोगः अस्ति. क्रमात् इति अत एव उच्यते. कथम् एकारः ए ओ ऐ औ चत्वारः स्थानिनः चत्वारः आदेशाः क्रमात् समसम्बन्धी विधिः यथासङ्ख्यं स्यात्. We say respectively. The 8 letters are replaced by I, Av, I, Am respectively. Which means I is the adesha for A, Av for O, I for I, and Av for Av. To see an example, we have Hare A. Hari shabdasya chaturthi vibhaktau ekavachane. Nye pratyaya pare Hari shabdasya gune Hare A ityasti. इदानीं हर् ए ए अत्र एकारः एच् अयम् एकारः अच्. So though A belongs to both pratyaharas, here A is the sthani and this is the nimitta. The nimitta is ach. A belongs to the ach pratyahara. So this is H. Echah achi pare ayavayavaha. Now ekara, as we saw, will get ay as the adesha. Har ay e haraye iti rupam siddhyati. हरये हरिभ्यां हरिभ्यः चतुर्थ्येकवचने हरये इति रूपम्. अयादेशः कृतः. अत्र कश्चन प्रश्नः. अय इति आदेशः उपदेशः आद्योच्चारणम् इत्यत्र आद्योच्चारणं the first case, the first instance where Panini mandates something is called an upadesha. So this echoyavayavaha is the first instance where Panini is declaring ay. So this is upadesha. Ay iti upadesha. Upadeshatvat halantyam iti sutrena. If you go back to the first sutra which we studied, halantyam. Upadeshe antyam hal itsyat. The final consonant of any upadesha will get the samya it. Right? And we saw that it applies in all cases. It applies for adesha, for agama, for pratyaya, so on and so forth. Now this is an adesha. I mean, this is basically an upadesha. So in upadesha, the last letter I here is a hal. So halantyam iti sutrena yakarasya itsamya bhavatu. Iti apati. So the objection is, shall we do itsamya to yakara using halantyam? Since this is upadesha, this is antyam hal. The sutra can apply, right? Ay iti upadesha, halantyam iti itsamya. Fine, let us do itsamya. What's the problem? We ask. Tasya lopaha iti kinchana sutram asti. Paninihi prathamaadhyayasya tritiya pade upadeshe ajanunasika iti itsamya prakaranam arabhate. He begins the section of sutras dealing with itsamya. We have studied only 2 sutras which give itsamya. One is Upadeshe Ajanunasika and the other is Halantyam. But in fact there are 7 sutras I think which deal with itsamya. Upadeshe Ajanunasika Halantyam Navibhakto Tusmaha Adirgitudavaha Shah Pratyesya Chutu Lashakva Tadhite. The Sapta Sutrani itsamya sambandhini santi. So having declared itsamya with all these sutras, Panini says Tasya lopaha. Tasya पदद्वयमस्ति उपदेशे अजनुनासिक इत्यतः इत् इति अनुवर्तते तस्य इतः लोपः स्यात् wherever you have it samya from whatever sutra the letter which gets it samya will be deleted everywhere. If you have ayun na is it gets deleted. If you go to a pratyaya karmanyana again na is it will get deleted. Everywhere it's a general rule. Tasya lopaha wherever you have it samya immediately after declaring the it samya Panini says delete it. So it samya letters are never seen in a prayoga. Now here echoyavayavaha if you have ay and if you have it samya for yakara the yakara should be deleted by the sutra. Tasya lopaha. Yakarasya lope sati haraye ityatra yakarasya shravanam na syat. Then we wouldn't hear haraye. The rupa would not be haraye. It would be something else. So what do we do? It says iti yavayoho lopo na. Yavayoho in I, av, I, av. In all four cases it's the same thing. You have either y or v at the end which is a hal which gets it samya by halantyam. Halantyam ityanena itsamyayam satyam tasya lopaha iti lopaha astu ityapatihi. Into dikshitaihi uchyate yavayoho yakara vakarayoho lopo na lopaha na bhavati. Kimartham uchcharana samarthyat. See, the itsamya is always for some purpose. That is, whenever you label a letter as itsamya and delete it, after deletion you use it for some purpose. It's generally identification. It's like tagging a pratyaya. If a pratyaya has nakara as it, they all belong to a category called nit. So using nit you can do some things. Like we saw, if an agama has til as the itsamya letter, all such agamas will be called tit. What is the point? Adyantau takitau. Since they are tit, we will say you add them to the beginning. Like this, every case where there is an itsamya, there has to be some purpose. Without a purpose, there is no itsamya. Right? So in this case, if you see ayavayavaha, if you do itsamya and take off yakara and vakara, there is no purpose you are achieving. There is nowhere that the ya or va are used as an identification for the adesha. So it means there is no other purpose. So if there was no other purpose, then why did Panini pronounce those letters? Why did he have to say ay, av, I, av? He could have just said whatever it was, without the yakara or vakara. Uchcharana samarthyat. Because Panini has uttered those letters and because there is no other purpose to be achieved by deleting them, you will not delete them by tasya lopaha, which means itsamya api iha na bhavati. Itsamya eva na bhavati. There is no itsamya for yakara and vakara. You cannot say that, okay, let them have itsamya and let us not delete it. It will not work that way. Itsamya itself does not happen. You do not have itsamya for y or v, because of which tasya lopaha will also not apply. And you are still left with haraye. The y remains. Right? Iti yavayoho lopona uchcharana samarthyat evam cha itsamya api iha na bhavati. So haraye iti yantavantaresha sandhehe ekam udaharanam. Agre udaharanatrayam diyate dikshitaihi. Vishnave, Nayakaha and Pavakaha. So I am assuming you all know how to split these. So an assignment, a short, there is nothing here to be called an assignment, but just find out what are the, how do you split these and how do you actually apply Echoyavayavaha. Check for the conditions if Echoyavayavaha can apply and then give me the split form. Right? So that ends today's lesson. Any doubts? Please ask.
Soumyaji, I have a question.
Yes.
In Akroshe Gamyamane, what would be the meaning of Gamyamane?
Then it is implied. That is, Akrosha is not directly told. There is no word which directly tells Akrosha. So when anger is implied.
Okay.
So because why he puts that word is akroshe saptami. The thing is, you should not interpret as akroshe pare. It is not when it is followed by the word akrosha. It means when the meaning of akrosha is being implied.
Okay, so gamyamane means it is understood, something like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Soumya ji, namaste.
Namaste.
Yatha sankhya manudesha samanam. I can understand that for echo yava yavaha because there is a sthani and adesha. You mentioned about sthani and adesha in this hello yami yamam.
It is not.
Yes.
I was a bit hesitant about using. It does not. The sutra does not say adesha. It says
Okay.
anudesha.
Okay.
Wherever you have a vidhi which involves two pairs of things which are in equal numbers. So here you have yamam is a sthani and yami is the nimitta. So it can also be when the sthani and the nimitta are in equal numbers, you can still have yatha sankhya. The most common case where you find it is in adesha and sthani. That's why I used, and then I realized it was not exactly true.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions? Okay, if there are no questions, we can stop this for today, and we'll have, as usual, next Wednesday will be the next class.
Sorry, Sadagopan ji had raised his hand, so.
Okay, please unmute. Hello.
Hello. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt when the slogan is being said. I will see it maybe next time. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. येनाक्षरसमां नायम् अधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः. वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयं नमस्कृत्य तदुक्तीः परिभाव्य च वैयाकरणसिद्धान्तकौमुदीयं विरच्यते. धन्यवादाः.